last night. This ball club finds more ways to get beat of late. And with only 2 days to go before the break, they have got to start beginning to figure it out.
Well, this is a big test of their moxie tonight, Marty, after losing a game like last night where victory was almost certain, and it was taken from them by the Milwaukee Brewers in the late innings of the ball game. But they do have their number one on the mound, and in Johnny Cueto, I don't know that anybody has thrown the ball like he has over the last month and a half, and to go out and pitch 7-8 innings the way that he's done over his last 6 or 7 starts, giving up 1 run at a time. This is the man you want on the mound tonight.
Well, he is. There's no doubt about that. We're set to play baseball. Our first pitch brought to you by Belterra Casino Resort. Win a new 2011 Nissan Xterra in the $35,000 car. Had tremendous talent. These are the uniforms that they wore back then. Ground ball, pull foul at third by Stubbs.
He has already moved up on the plate almost a foot from where he was 2 nights ago. I thought I noticed it last night, but I wasn't positive. I'm absolutely positive tonight.
Well, whatever it takes to get this kid turned around. Behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes, coming off of a 3-hit night here last night. And now Markham working, and that pitch is taken inside. It's all even at 2-2. Prince fielder Ricky Weeks, Casey McGee, Unieski Betancourt, first, second, third, and short. Mark Kotze in left, Niger Morgan in center, Corey Hart in right, Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate, and there's a swing and a miss.
Got him on the changeup.
So the man who leads all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts goes down swinging for the 120th time, and the one-out batter is shortstop Zach Cozart. If you're driving around listening to our broadcast on your car or truck radio, make sure everyone in your vehicle buckles up, including the driver. We want to keep you folks around as listeners for a long, long time. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Cozart takes the strike on the outside. Markham 7-3 with a very fine 3.32 ERA. He's 1-0 in 2 starts. Or I should say 0-1 in 2 starts against the Reds. There's a long drive, but foul to left. The Reds beat him back on April the 2nd, 4-2. It was his first National League start. Lasted only 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 4 runs. Ahead quickly, 2 strikes on the right-handed batting Cozart. Checks down for the side from Jonathan Lucroy and turns it loose, and that's a ball. Our plate umpire tonight, Rob Drake. Gary Darling, the crew chief at first, Bruce Dreckman at second, and Chris Conroy over at third base. Here's a high drive again, and again he pulls it foul.
You look at these stats, Marty, and looks like the Milwaukee Brewers have lost 7 of their last 8 ball games when Sean Markham has taken the hill.
Wow.
And he's got no decisions out the wazoo.
He really does. I noticed that.
He's only got 2 decisions back, all the way back to May. He's 1-1.
Now the pitch. That's down the ball. He's made 18 starts. He has had 8 no decisions in those 18 starts. But I'll tell you one thing, his numbers are impressive.
Yeah.
He's everything they hoped he would be when they brought him over from Toronto.
He throws strikes. He's a competitor, and he's not going to give in. Even if he gives up 4 in the first, he's going to keep right on going.
He's back with a 2-2, and Cozart hits it high in the air, center field, drifting back. Niger Morgan near the wall, makes a catch.
Hit it good.
You'll remember that at bat because Zach Cozart had some good swings at Sean Markham. 2 loud fouls to left, and then he retires him on a deep drive to center field. Here's Joey Votto with 2 out. Votto batting .321, 13 bombs, 53 RBIs. Had a first inning home run last night. And the pitch to him is hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit into center field. While we're thinking about last night, as much as you'd like to forget about it, they had a scoring change about an hour after last night's game that, from our perspective, was ridiculous. If you score with us, go back to the third inning when the Reds scored 2 times. You might remember they loaded the bases with nobody out. Phillips struck out, Bruce struck out, but then Scott Rowland hit a rocket that ricocheted off the glove of third baseman Matt Gamble and into left. It was scored a 2-run single, which was a proper scoring decision. After the game, the official scorer changed it to an error on the third baseman. Took 2 RBIs away from Rowland and 2 earned runs away from Zach Greinke. And the Reds are going to appeal to the league office over that change in scoring decision. Brandon Phillips takes it up and away, ball 1. But for the moment, it was an error on the third baseman, no base hit, no RBIs for Scott Rowland, and 2 earned runs less against Zach Greinke. Phillips, a .295 batter with a ball and no strikes, 2 down. Votto at first base after the base hit up the middle. Markham sights a sign. He holds, and he pitches. And that's taken for a strike. What is interesting about this particular night, this Negro Leagues tribute night, and the uniforms that Milwaukee is wearing, which are the uniforms representative of the Milwaukee Bears, the city's representative in the Negro National League. That team was in business for all of 1 year, and that was 1923. Cincinnati, on the other hand, has a long, rich tradition of Negro League players and Negro League teams over the many years that those leagues prospered all over the country. But this particular Milwaukee team, the Bears, 1 year. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Brandon Phillips, and a fly ball into center. Morgan broke back, now comes on, and the inning is over. The Brewers are coming to bat on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
All right, guys, gather around. There's a girl out.
Great. Pick up a bag of classic JTM beef patties from your grocer's freezer. Your family will love them just as much as you do.
Monday morning, right after traffic and weather together at 6:10, I'll talk to Kevin James. He's in the movie Zookeeper. 700 WLW.
It's a superhero weekend at GABP, July 15th through the 17th. On Saturday, July 16th, the first 30,000 receiving a Rollers Chapman action figure, thanks to Chiquita. For tickets to see the Reds and the Cardinals, call 513-381-REDS or visit Reds.com. Ricky Weeks leading things off here in the bottom of the first inning. A first-time All-Star in his Major League career. And the first pitch to him is hit hard and into right field for a base hit. Solid single picked up out and right by Jay Bruce. That'll bring quickly to the plate the center fielder Niger Morgan, and we'll find out early how manager Ron Renicky is going to play this one.
I was in the locker room today and had a couple of position players ask me, why is it that we keep pitching Ricky Weeks away with fastballs? Asked me that. I don't have that answer.
Here's a pitch, and that one taken way inside a ball. Why don't they ask somebody who can give them an answer?
That's exactly what I told him.
1 ball and no strikes on Niger Morgan. 327, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Ed Cedar running through the signs in the third base coaching box. In on the grass at third, Rowland. The pitch, and here's a bunt. First base side, but a foul ball. So it's pretty obvious that Ron Renicky is going to play for a quick first inning run. If he can get the speedy Morgan to get a good bunt down and then rely on the likes of Corey Hart and or Prince Fielder to drive Weeks in.
Well, if I've got Cueto as an opposition, that's the one thing that I want to do. I want to put runners on the base paths to try to distract him and get him out of his normal rhythm. Because when he settles down, he's tough.
Now the stretch and the turn, the throw over, and they almost had Ricky Weeks leaning a bit. He was a fraction of a second slow to react to the quick throw over by Cueto. Morgan back in the box. Phillips and Cozart back at double play depth. Rowland still in on the grass, and a throw over, and he threw it away. Threw it away, and on to second base goes Ricky Weeks. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you can't give them easy situations like Johnny Cueto just did. Chances are Weeks is not going to be running. Now, although he's got 7 stolen bases, they're looking to Nyjer Morgan to try and get a bunt down, but now it's a moot point, although he'll still be bunting. And this one is up and in, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Joey Votto even up with the bag at first. Weeks leading at second base. Cueto straightens up, looks back at the runner and pitches, and that one is pulled into right field, and that's going to be deep enough to move Ricky Weeks to third base. The catch made short of the warning track, and they've got Weeks at third with 1 down.
Well, Marty, we've talked about this before about how Joey Votto stands at first base. He's in front of the bag, and he's basically squared up with the pitcher. He does that so that he can get off the base quickly. The only other first baseman that does it that way happens to be Albert Pujols. But it's not the correct way that they teach you to play first base as a right-handed throwing first baseman.
Here's Corey Hart. First pitch inside, ball 1.
It's easy to get blocked off from the runner when you play that way on a bad throw.
Yeah. And the Brewers are trying to take advantage of it. A base hit, a pickoff errant throw by Cueto, and a fly ball to deep right that moves Weeks to third. And now Hart, a .269 batter, hitting against a drawn-in infield, and the pitch to him. And that one's taken inside, and he's ahead 2-0. And Johnny Cueto, other than the first pitch of the game for him that Weeks hit into right for a base hit, has been behind to each of the last 2 batters. 5 wins, 3 losses, his 12th start, 177 earned run average. Needing a strike against the long-legged Hart, and there's a hit to right. 1-0 Milwaukee. Corey Hart just went the other way with a base hit into right like Ricky Weeks did. And the Brewers got a quick run here in the first inning.
Corey Hart did that 3 times last night. Just looking for a fastball out over the plate that he can hit either up the middle or through the right side. All those guys that are in front of Prince Fielder, all they're trying to do is to hit singles right now and get on base for Fielder and let him do the big damage.
Now the pitch to Fielder is up and away. A foul ball off to the left, 0-1. This is the first start of the year for Johnny Cueto against Milwaukee. He faced him 3 times last year, beat him in a game, lost in a game, and had a no-decision lifetime. He is 2-2 against him. That pitch is in at the knees for a call strike. This Milwaukee ball club sitting atop the National League's Central Division.
And they are riding high.
Yes, they are.
No doubt about it. They weren't playing well coming into this series, or at least...
No, they lost back-to-back games for the first time at home in a long time when Arizona beat them. And then they were able to beat the Diamondbacks Wednesday to avoid being swept. But when Arizona left and Cincinnati came to town, it's been an about-face. 1-2 now on Fielder, who leads the league in RBIs with 72, tied for first in home runs with 22, or tied for second in home runs with 22, and batting at .303. The pitch, and that one gets by the catcher Hernandez, and on to second goes Corey Hart.
That wasn't that bad of a pitch.
I didn't think so.
I think they must have gotten crossed up.
Well, the Reds not doing a whole lot right here in the bottom of the first inning. And now the meeting taking place between Johnny Cueto and Ramon Hernandez. And they have yet to rule on that particular pitch, whether it be a wild one or a pass ball charged against Hernandez. They're waiting, I'm sure, for the TV replay that is yet to be forthcoming. And we get back to baseball, the 2-2. And that's ball 3, just a bit high.
Well, now with the base open, it lends itself more to pitching around Prince Fielder and facing Mark Kotsay. But Kotsay last night, he did a lot of damage.
Yep. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cueto back behind the mound. Now comes back on top. He's gotten 1 batter out, and Morgan hit the ball a ton to deep right field. And now the payoff on the way to Prince Fielder. And he swings and hits a slow roller to shortstop. Cozart fielding and throwing, and the runner holding at second, and there are 2 men out.
Good job there by Johnny Cueto. Put a ball in a place that Fielder could either take it or he could take a chance on driving in the run.
Here's Mark Kotsay. He had that game-winning 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th last night, which was a redeemer of sorts. He had committed an earlier error that figured prominently in the Reds taking a 7-5 lead in the 7th inning, but then he made everybody forget about that with that big base hit off of Cordero to wrap up the win. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, he definitely lights the ball down in the strike zone. The balls that are up, he has a very hard time getting to.
Trying to do some damage control here, Cueto, and keep the deficit at only 1 run. Corey Hart out at second. And Kotsay taking up and in, and is becoming a pattern here in the opening inning. Ball 1, ball 2. And that's where Cueto is right now against Kotsay. 258 on the year. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, getting a lot of playing time in the ongoing absence of Ryan Braun, who continues to be sidelined with that calf strain. There's ball 3. 7th straight game in which Braun has not played.
And the way his team is playing without him, there's no reason for him to take an opportunity or take a chance on hurting himself.
Yep. Now the pitch. And that's in there for a call strike. Well, the Reds went into St. Louis, at least initially in the series. The Cardinals did not have Albert Pujols. And now they are going to play apparently this entire series in Milwaukee without the best all-around player on this Brewers team in Ryan Braun. And the Reds haven't won a game. That one's hit to center field. Coming hard. Stubbs. It drops. And another run crosses. 2-0 Milwaukee.
Like I said, he likes the fastball. And you let him get in a fastball count. Like last night, he did twice, and he does right there.
Well, at least here in the opening inning, we're seeing a different Johnny Cueto from the one we saw in St. Louis.
Well, he has been in the stretch from the first pitch he's thrown, and that has not allowed him to get into any kind of rhythm whatsoever.
Going to work now on third baseman Casey McGee. He grounds it up the middle, cut off by Cozart. Give it up on the toss to Brandon Phillips, and at the end of 1 full, it's the Brewers 2 and the Reds 0 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Lauren Williams from Beachmont Ford, and it's time to play ball with a rare triple play of sale.
Pages and call the Overhead Door Company of Greater Cincinnati.
700 WLW.
And Jay Bruce first up. And the right-hander Markham's first pitch to him is a breaking ball down. Bruce, an RBI single, a solo home run in last night's ball game. Batting .261 with 20 homers and 56 RBIs. The pitch. And that's a ball.
And the Reds need to get Jay Bruce going like they did back in May.
Well, he's showing signs of beginning to come around.
They get him going, it'll just relax everybody else.
Markham 2-0 the count, but he will rarely walk anybody, and to the extent that he'll pitch himself into trouble. That pitch is in there for a call strike. After Bruce, Scott Rowland. After Rowland, it'll be Fred Lewis. Inning number 2 for Milwaukee, and that's ball 3, just missing a bit up and away. Even with the back-to-back wins by the losses, rather, the Reds have beaten the Brewers 7 times in 11 games this season. But, boy, they need a bad one. They need a win badly here. There's ball 4, and that's how the second begins. The Reds drawing a base on balls, bringing to the plate Scott Rowland. Fans, it's grilling season. That means time for convenient JTM fully cooked beef patties. Pick up a bag at your favorite grocer, JTM. Cincinnati Bell trivia question of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Text your answer of A, B, or C to 66128 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, a $25 Skyline Chili gift card, and a free haircut from Great Clips. Brought to you by Cincinnati Bell's 4G network. Talk, text, and surf on the fastest network around. Throw over. In 1956. What's up, my man? Huh? We have Luke Brenneman here. We have Ella Mae Brenneman, and we have the Councils.
Hey, girl.
We have a cast of thousands in here.
Hey, looky boy.
Here's a pitch, and that one taken down and away to Rowland, and it's a 1-ball, no-strike count. In 1956, a wildly successful voting campaign helped place 8 Reds on the National League's All-Star roster, a record for Reds representation on the All-Star team. In which one of the following years were 8 Reds also selected to play for the National League All-Star team? 1939, 1961, or 1976? Here's the throw to first, and Jay Bruce is back.
31. What was the next one?
31, A 39, B 61, C 76.
C.
You would say 76. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Rowland sends a fly ball back into straightaway center field. Niger Morgan camping and makes a catch. 1 down, and the batter will be Fred Lewis. So 1976.
Don't you think, Ella Mae?
8 Reds selected to play for the National League All-Star team.
Ella says yes.
Ella says yes. Did you say yes, Ellen?
I'm going to use one of my cheats like they do on that Smarter Than a Fifth Grader.
Yes. Well, she's smarter than most fifth graders.
I know she is.
That right now. 1 out in the inning, and here's Fred Lewis. We're going out Monday night, aren't we? Huh? Hey. What's up?
Hi.
Luke, you're doing good, son. Here now is Fred Lewis. And the stretch in the pitch by Markham, and it's on the outside edge for a strike. Lewis batting .272, 2 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. We're in the top of the second. It's 2-0 Milwaukee. Sean Markham walks Bruce, but he gets rolled on a fly ball to center, and now flips one over to Prince Fielder. That's Luke Brenneman's favorite player. And now gets it back. Prince Fielder.
No, Drew Stubbs.
Drew Stubbs. Oh, that's good. Markham sets for the 1-strike pitch. Here it comes, and it misses off the outside edge, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. We want to extend our congratulations to a very, very funny man. He makes his living making people laugh. Josh Sneed and his wife Jenny welcomed into the Sneed family last night Dean Thomas Sneed. At 11:53 last night, 7 pounds, 10 ounces. He throws left and bats right, we're told. And our congratulations to Josh and Jenny Sneed. Your life will never be the same again.
Boy, you can believe that.
It will never be the same again, but boy, what a lot of joy you are about to experience. Probably have had a whole bunch of it since last night. That pitch is outside, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good luck on that batting, by the way.
Yeah. Lewis slow to get back in the batter's box. The defense playing him straight away. Jay Bruce taking the lead at first base. Markham really slows his pace down radically with runners on base. And now the pitch, and it swung on and popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Chasing is McGee, and he can't make the play. He had a long way to go for that ball, but was unable to track it down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Lewis.
And he really didn't have much help from the left fielder because of the way that they had Kotsay playing so far over with Fred Lewis being left-handed.
Reds had a hit in the first inning from Joey Votto, but Milwaukee came back to score twice in the bottom of the inning. So the Reds are facing a deficit right out of the chute. Lewis waiting and swinging and fouling it straight back, and the count holds at 2-2. Big crowd here in Milwaukee tonight, but then again, that's the rule rather than the exception. They'll have another huge crowd for the final game of the series tomorrow. Then the All-Star break. And the Reds will return following the break with a series at home against the Cardinals beginning next Friday night. That's ball 3 inside and a full count.
You know, you were talking about Markham, Marty, throwing strikes regardless of the situation. And if you wait him out, he will give you a pitch to hit.
So patience is the byword here.
You got it.
Let's see what Bruce is going to be doing with a 3-2 pitch coming to Fred Lewis. The throw over and Jay back. Fred is prone to striking out. And Jay Bruce is not one of your speed burners, although 6 steals and 10 tries this season. But we'll see if Dusty puts something on here with a 3-2 count and 1 out. Jonathan Lucroy's thrown out everybody in sight in this series. There goes Bruce, and the pitch is looped into left center field. That ball is going to be cut off on the warning track, but Bruce running on the pitch is going to easily come around to score, and it's a 2-1 ball game. So they put Jay in motion, and Fred Lewis hits one in the gap that was cut off just short of the wall by Mark Kotsay in left center field.
The foul ball that Fred Lewis hit down the line that McGee couldn't get to it evidently made the Brewers dugout shade Kotsay back towards the line again. And then when he hits that ball, it's right in the gap. He can't get to it.
So the Reds have scored a run. They've got the tie-in run at second, and the batter will be Ramon Hernandez, who's been swinging a very good bat for this team lately. 1 out, 1 in, and 1 on. Give Lewis a double, give him an RBI. And now the pitch to Hernandez, and that's taken for a strike. Reds catcher batting .316. 9 home runs, more than he hit in the entire 2010 season. And he's driven in 23. Trying to extend a 5-game hitting streak. And the hit now would tie this game up. And the pitch is down and away, and Lewis had an idea, but Lucroy recovers very, very quickly to take away any notion that Fred might have had of advancing to third base. Boy, we have had 2 sensational days of weather in this town. The weather's been so good that Jeff Brantley got up at 2:30 this morning and took a shower and got dressed. He wanted to experience that good weather. Only problem is, what time do you think it was?
2:30 in the afternoon.
One of the great, great stories of all time.
Doesn't matter, no wet hornet.
Yep. Here's a high fly ball, center field deep. Going back is Nyjer Morgan, and that baby is out of here, a home run.
How about that?
Ramon Hernandez lights up Sean Markham with a fly ball to deep center that climbs out of here. His 10th home run, and the Reds have taken a 3-2 lead.
I think Mr. Hernandez likes hitting in this ball. Boy.
Wow. Boy, did he get every last bit of that. Morgan simply ran out of room. So the hitting streak goes to 6 games, and he does it in spectacular fashion with a go-ahead 2-run home run. And brings up Johnny Cueto.
It's really not that fun, Marty, to get up and shower and get ready and put your jeans and boots on and think that the bus is waiting for you outside, and just before you open up the door to head out, you realize it's dadgum dark.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That's taken for a strike. Now, when you got up for good to go play golf with us this morning, did you take another shower?
Well, no. I'd already taken one. I just slicked.
Go Hernandez.
I just slicked my hair back.
So, really, it was an easy thing the second time you got up.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, but the first time was humiliating.
Well, not really, because nobody knew about it but you. I just don't understand why you told me.
Well, because I was humiliated myself.
I gotcha. Johnny Cueto, a one-hopper to Prince Fielder. He will take it to the bag, and Cueto, never dropping his bat, turns and heads on back to the third base dugout, and there are 2 men out. Here's Drew Stubbs now. So you did that, and then on the golf course today, Christian Roberts, Fox Sports Ohio's Reds producer, was the victim of a dive bomb attack by a bird.
Yeah.
Here's a ground ball slap to third, backhanded by Casey McGee, and the throw is in time to end the inning. The Reds score 3, and after 1.5, they have a 1-run lead on the Cincinnati Bell Reds radio network.
They bought the Caffrey's old house next door, said they were going to restore it. Crazy, I know. Every time I look over there, they're covered in dust. All smiles, as if they were enjoying themselves.
There are people who don't understand the way you live. There's an insurance company that does. Safeco Insurance for auto, home, and more. Coverage by Safeco Insurance Company of American affiliate.
Spurt is shorter. Plan your trip at visitlasvegas.com.
Ken Brew is your beautiful and gracious host for Sunday Morning Sports Talk. Tomorrow morning at 9:06 on 700 WLW, the big one.
Johnny Cueto with a 1-run lead as he faces the Brewer offense for the second time tonight. Ball 1 is up and away to right-handed batting shortstop Uniesky Betancourt. And the 1-0 coming, and that one way inside, ball 2. We are very pleased to have with us, as we promise you, every game in this series from the Cincinnati Enquirer, our good friend, and we hope yours. We have referred to him in the past as the bank president. Here's a ground ball fair by Scott Rowland down the left field line. Betancourt heading to second base, and the throw will not be in time. And Johnny Cueto cannot continue to pitch behind 2 balls and no strikes and expect to be successful. So there's a leadoff double by Betancourt, and there's the tying run for the catcher Jonathan Lucroy. The bank president, the loose cannon, and now, courtesy of Dusty Baker, a new nickname.
I don't remember him saying what was it?
Because he didn't say it while you were in there. The new nickname is Columbo.
I was just asking what was going on in the meeting.
Yeah, but he referred to that, and he also referred to the fact that you called the hotel and found out that Zach Cozart was registered.
You got to be Columbo because everything's a state secret around here.
Boy, you got that right.
First pitch is taken low and away a ball. And see, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that one bit. They are running this operation the way Bob Halsam ran it, and that's the way it ought to be run. Not like Jim Bowden ran it and announced every damn thing he did. Here's a ground ball hit to the mound, and he had an idea about going to third, but instead took the sure out in flipping on to Joey Votto, and advancing is Betancourt. So now you're Columbo.
All right.
Obviously, you got no satisfaction from Dusty about what the team meeting was about. Did you get it from anybody else?
No. I mean, it's obvious what it's about. They've gone 20 games without winning 2 in a row. In that time, they've lost 6 one-run games and 4 two-run games. So they're not far from being, back in contention or back in first, if they start playing a little better. And I'm sure that's what he talked about. It's one thing to talk about, it's another thing to do it.
Yep, that's right. There's a swing and a miss by Sean Markham, who already has a home run and a double this season among the 4 hits that he's collected. He's also knocked in 5 runs. The infield playing in, trying to deny the Brewers the tie and run.
You got to pitch him like a pitcher right here.
Cueto straightens up and deals, and that's up and away a ball.
Like a hitter.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
1 ball, 1 strike. Not like a pitcher.
No.
Dusty, not big on team meetings. He's said that before.
Yeah, I think this is the first one all year. I didn't see anything that the Reds were doing terribly wrong as far as defense or, lack of hustle or that.
Here's the suicide squeeze, and it works to perfection. Outstanding bunt by Sean Markham. Killed it between the mound and the plate, forcing Cueto to come in and pick it up. And Betancourt scores standing up, and it's a 3-3 ball game.
But, I think they're in a position now they've got 2 games to go, and they could be 6 games out going into the All-Star break, and that's pretty far to come back, particularly when you're behind three other teams. So, these are critical games here.
And knowing that the Cardinals are coming in after the break.
Yeah.
It doesn't ease up.
No. Here's Ricky Weeks, who has already singled and scored a run. He checks his swing, and the pitch is in there for a called strike. You talked to Ryan Hannigan about that collision at home plate last night. Thank God he's all right.
Yeah, he said he was pretty sore. He didn't have any time to brace himself, and he said he got me good. I asked him if it was a clean play, and he said, play at the plate, whatever. But I thought it was definitely a hard hit. He went, he kind of went at him with his elbow.
He went. If you look at it down the line from third base, he went out of his way to go at Hannigan with the elbow.
1-1 pitch.
At his head.
2-1 to count. Well, if in fact Ryan feels as strongly about it as you do, he's not one to embellish it publicly, and down the road maybe we'll see a residual effect from that.
Well, he won't say anything about it, but I guarantee, well, I'm not going to guarantee, but if it's taken care of, it'll be done by somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time that kid has done that.
2 balls, 1 strike, a run in. The game is tied. The pitch. And that one's a big bouncing ball to the waiting Zach Cozart. The quick throw on to first gets Weeks and ends the inning. John, one more visit with you tomorrow.
All right, Colombo will be back.
Colombo, I can't wait for your appearance. That's John Fay from the Cincinnati Enquirer. Jeff will have the play-by-play in this 3-3 game on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Free pizza. Get your free pizza.
Macabre, greens, fresh peaches, berries. I've loved them all since I was a little guy.
It's one more reason I'm glad we've shopped at Kroger all these years.
And it's one more way you get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
700 WLW, the nation station.
Zach Cozart to lead off here in the top of the third. He takes a breaking ball for a strike from Sean Markham. Right over the outside corner. Right-hander kicks and deals. Another breaking ball slowly hit. Hustling down the line is Cozart, and he beats it out. Infield hit for Zach Cozart. Cutting across in front of the shortstop Betancourt was the third baseman McGee. Got to the baseball but could not get it out of the glove and throw at the same time.
And that's an indication right there that, among other things, Zach Cozart brings an element to this ball club that, with all due respect, the other 2 shortstops did not have, and that's pretty good foot speed.
Well, not only that, but he scored from first base now on 2 different singles. Ball fouled off to the left side, out of play for Joey Votto. So the leadoff batter is aboard. Infield single by Zach Cozart. It is now his third hit as a Red in as many games. Votto, a single his first time up. A quick pick across to Prince Fielder, not in time. Saturday night baseball, and it is standing room only in Miller Park. Pitch outside, a changeup from Markham. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reds 3, Brewers 3. Brewers with a couple in the first inning. 1 more in the bottom of the second. Reds put all their runs on in the top of the third. And looking to add to it now. Pitch way inside. Boy, that almost got a piece of Votto right there. Markham trying to start that ball inside to Votto and run it over the inside corner, and it went the other way. It went towards Votto. 2 balls and a strike. They give Votto the whole left field line as McGee is way off at third. Another changeup off the plate away. And we have now gone to a 3 ball and 1 strike count to Joey Votto. Votto hitting at a cool .321 right now. And looking for another hit here. After the hit back in the first inning, Votto has raised his average a couple of points to .323. 3 balls and a strike. Another pick to first, and Cozart is back in there easily. So we shall see what Markham will do here. Will he give Votto a pitch to hit on the 3-1? Here he comes. And he walked him. Another changeup outside, and right away the Reds have runners at first and second base. Nobody out.
Isn't it amazing how pitchers just simply don't want any part of him?
And until the Reds get someone behind him, and this is no slap to Brandon Phillips because he's an all-star.
Yeah.
And an all-star that is hitting at .295. But from a pitcher standpoint, you fear Votto because he can hit the ball out of the ballpark anywhere, left all the way to right, at any time. And that creates fear in any pitcher. So you pitch him carefully. If the Reds had somebody like that to hit behind Votto, it would be a different story. Maybe not so many bases on balls. So Brandon Phillips stands in. Runners at first and second base, nobody out. And Markham steps off the backside. He'll regroup himself. Phillips will stand back in, tap the outside part of the plate. He's ready to go. Nobody holding Votto at first. Nobody holding Cozart at second. Pitch. Line drive into left center field. Giving chase is Niger Morgan. He makes the catch. The tag from second, and sliding in is safely at third base is Zach Cozart. And following right behind him was Joey Votto. So Brandon Phillips, in effect, gets the job done, even with a long fly ball into left center field. Moves the runners from first to second and the runner from second to third base, and there's only 1 out in the inning for Jay Bruce. Niger Morgan made that catch in left center field. First out of the inning. Runners now at second and third base for Jay Bruce. Bruce with a chance to put the Reds back on top. Left-handed hitting Bruce. Walked and scored his first time up. Fastball off the outside corner, ball 1. Bruce stands back in. Takes that left hand and raises up the back of that shirt. Has that bat ready to go. Markham checks the run of the pitch. Change up in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. So Markham with a tough time getting the ball in the strike zone. does not have the normal velocity that we've seen him have in the past. Most of his velocity here tonight has been around the 87, 88 mark. A lot of changeups. 2 balls and no strikes to Bruce. Pitch. Just off the plate away. Another changeup to Bruce. That is 3 in a row. 3 balls and no strikes, and they're going to walk Bruce intentionally as they stand up Lucroy. The pitch is outside. Bruce is given the free pass, and that'll bring Scott Rowland to the plate. So bases loaded for the Reds. First base, Jay Bruce. Second base, Votto. Third base, Cozart. Cozart, the man who led off this inning with a single. Votto has walked. Bruce has walked. In between, a fly ball into deep left center field by Brandon Phillips. Here's Scott Rowland hitting in the number 6 spot. He had the big hit with the bases loaded last night. Stands in. The pitch from Markham. Fastball sails way inside. And boy, he must have crossed up Lucroy there, because Lucroy just did catch the baseball. I think Lucroy was looking for something else and just happened to stab at it at the last minute as the ball was running inside. That ball could have been dead to the backstop and put the Reds on top. Bases loaded, 1 out. Reds trying to stay out of the double play. Rowland trying to get something into the outfield and get a run home. 1-0 pitch, curveball, strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. Fred Lewis waits on deck. Lewis doubled his last time up. Rowland flied out to center his last time up. Rowland looking for something he can drive here on the 1-1 pitch. Here he comes. Curveball in there. Strike 2. Not what Rowland was looking for, I can assure you of that. And even if he was at a 1-1 pitch, you're not going to take a chance and swing at a curveball there.
Is he going to come back with another breaking ball?
At 1-2, maybe so. We'll see what Rowland does here. The 1-2 pitch. Here he comes. Fastball, and he fouls it straight back behind home plate. That would have been a big-time gamble to come back with a third breaking ball, because those are not really that big of biting breaking balls. Those are more roll it over the plate for a strike breaking ball. Count remains at 1-2 strikes. Bases loaded for the Reds. We are tied at 3 here in the top of the third at Miller Park in Milwaukee. Reds and the Brewers. Third game of a 4-game series. The Brewers have put it to the Reds here in the first 2 games. They have won them both. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rowland. Markham the pitch. Fly ball deep down the left field line and foul. Oh my goodness. Boy, wouldn't that have been nice? Rowland will stand back in there. Just a long strike as far as the Brewers are concerned. Signs are given by LaCroix behind the plate. The 1-2. Fastball, and he struck him out. Got it right by him on the inside corner, and Rowland goes down swinging. 2 down. Boy, you don't see that much. Made an awfully good pitch on the inside corner, a hard sinking fastball, and Rowland swung right over the top of it. 2 down in the inning. It'll be up to Fred Lewis. There's no place to put him. The bases are loaded. Inning started with a single by Cozart, a walk to Votto, and a walk to Bruce. Pitch. Curveball. Strike one. No balls and one strike to the left-handed hitting Fred Lewis. Markham kicks and deals. Curveball way up high. And I would imagine that the majority of the season last year, these two were teammates up in Toronto. Or no, I take that back. Markham from Toronto, right? Okay, yeah, they were. I was thinking Tampa Bay for a minute, but they were teammates in Toronto. A ball and a strike to Fred Lewis. Markham deals. Fastball right on the inside corner, strike two. Lewis thought the pitch was down. Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, and you could see Dusty Baker in the third base dugout. He thought the pitch was down. And the fans begin to chant here at Miller Park. And it's a whole bunch of them. The 1-2 pitch. Up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reds have loaded the bases, and you can hear the fans starting to chant as the clap in concession continues louder and louder and louder. The 2-2 pitch, 2 down. Down and in. And now things start to turn in the Reds' favor here. The runners will be going. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bruce at first, Votto at second, Cozart at third base. They will be all on the run. As soon as that body starts to come forward towards home plate, the runners will be off. And Fred Lewis, it'll be up to him then. The 3-2 pitch. Here we go. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He struck him out. Oh, my goodness. Back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded. And Sean Markham wiggles out of an unbelievable jam here in the top of the third. 3-3 as we head to 4 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
And now talking ice cream with the Cowboy.
The other point of contact processing payroll is fast and painless. Paycor is proud to be the official payroll provider for the Cincinnati Reds and many other hometown favorites. See them online at paycor.com.
After the game, catch Extra Innings with Doc Rogers on 700 WLW.
We'll head to the bottom of the third inning here in Milwaukee. Again this season, Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Cincinnati pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this one together. Fastball just a bit outside from Johnny Cueto as he faces Niger Morgan here to start the bottom of 3. 1-0 pitch. Backdoor slider on the money. Strike 1. Reds miss a golden opportunity there. Pitch on the ground to Phillips. He's got it in his glove. Throws on Votto, 1 down. Reds have the bases loaded. Back in the top of this inning, and Rowland and Lewis coming to the plate and just couldn't move them around. Here's Corey Hart. Ground ball to the left side. Rowland's got it. Picks it up. Fires to first. 2 down. 3 pitches, 2 outs for the right-hander Cueto, and he seems to be settling down, folks. That's a good sign. I guess this batter here will tell us a little bit more about how settled down he is as Cueto rocks and deals. Breaking ball in. 1 ball and no strikes. Cueto working awfully quick. Spinning, turning his back to the batter delivery, and then comes firing forward. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Good changeup by the right-hander. Boy, he had Prince Fielder fooled big time. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. 3-3 is the score. We're in the bottom of 3. Fastball on the ground to the right side. Votto's got it. Flips on to Cueto, and he dropped the baseball. Boy, I don't know how many times this has happened in the first half to the Reds, whether it's Votto or whether it's the pitchers, but they just flat cannot get together. That's going to be an error on the pitcher, Johnny Cueto. An easy play. You practice this over and over and over in spring training. First pitch fastball is a strike to Mark Kotze. Cueto to the set, the pitch, and he's in there again. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Kotze. He had a single back in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. A good, hard 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Johnny Cueto. Cueto trying to take command here. Runner at first is Fielder. The 1-2 in the dirt. Nice stop back there by Ramon Hernandez. Cueto out of the stretch, quickly sets, pitch in the dirt again, and he has gone full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner will be going. That's Fielder, the pitch, and he walked him. Now to bring Casey McGee to the plate. And if nothing else, whether the Brewers score a run or not, the issue with the error at first base is the fact that you continue to run the pitch count up of Johnny Cueto. He's having to face 2 more batters now than what he should have. The error went to Cueto, but the throw was not good either. Here's Casey McGee. Fastball, strike 1. McGee wants badly to contribute to the offense of this Brewer club. Probably too much so, as he squeezes sawdust out of that bat. Sinker inside. That's a ball.
Rob Butcher is listening to our broadcast 32,000 feet up, heading to Phoenix for the All-Star game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hello, Rob.
Got way too much time on his hands.
I like Rob.
So do I.
He always gives me the lineups ahead of time. One ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Outside corner, and he just misses there. Cueto wanted that call. And Ramon Hernandez turns all the way around to look at Rob Drake after that pitch. So here we go. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at first and second after 2 quick outs in this inning. Pitch. Breaking ball low. And no swing, says crew chief Gary Darling over at first base. Yuniesky Betancourt standing on deck. I'll tell you what, he may be hitting 237, Betancourt, but he's wearing out the Reds. This is the man you want to get right here and right now. 3-1 pitch. Walked him. Boy, Cueto came out in this inning. He retired Niger Morgan on 2 pitches, retired Corey Hart on 1, had Prince Fielder on the 2nd pitch on a ground ball to first, and he and Joey Votto could not get together. The throw was behind Cueto as he ran to first base, and the ball did hit him in the glove, but the ball was behind him. He dropped the baseball, and it was charged an error. Prince Fielder reached on the play, and the last 2 batters, Hansey and Casey McGee, have walked. The bases are loaded with 2 outs, and here's Yuniesky Betancourt, who is awfully dangerous on the first pitch. In this series, Betancourt is wearing us out. Fastball in there, and that's a strike. Right-hander stands in. The pitch. Just a bit in off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from the right-hander Cueto. Cueto looks in for the sign, and Betancourt steps out of the box. One ball and 1 strike. A long look in by Cueto. And he'll step out of off the back of the mound, and he and Hernandez having a tough time getting together. Of course, at this moment, you don't want to make a mistake. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, foul off to the left side, and they'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cueto was bringing it on that one, a 96-mile-an-hour sinking heater. Betancourt standing in, ready to go. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Nice play by Cozart as he picks it up, throws on to Phillips, and he gets out of the jam. Does Johnny Cueto. We'll head to the 4th. Reds 3, Brewers 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Take a ride with the best overall value of any full-line brand, Toyota. And now through August 1st, lease a new 2011 Camry LE for just $199 a month for 36 months with just $17.99 due at signing. Tax, title, and license extra. Subject to approved credit through TFS. Get details at 1-888-36-TOYOTA.
Lettuce, tomato, and a spicy gourmet remoulade sauce.
Of this series. Pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reds are in 4th place. Cardinals are in 3rd. Pittsburgh is in 2nd. Pitch. Inside corner, strike 2. Back-to-back heaters at 86 miles an hour. Right on the inside corner. And Markham is ahead in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. And 3 in a row right there for Stubbs. He takes every single one of them, and he'll strike out looking for the 2nd time here today. 3 up, 3 down for the first time for Sean Markham. We head to the bottom of 4. We are tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Visit escortradar.com today.
Dinsmore and Scholl is proud to be
still retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds. Get the Reds and Brewers tomorrow at 1:10 on 700 WLW, the home of the Reds.
First pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1 to the right-handed hitting Jonathan LaCroix. LaCroix grounded back to the pitcher Cueto his first time up. We are tied at 3 here in the bottom of 4. Ground ball up the middle. Cozart got it. Fires across the infield. 1 down. Let's pause for station ID here on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
The Fox 19 Storm Tracker forecast: mild tonight, a low 64. Hot and humid Sunday, a high of 92. Sunny and hot Monday, a high of 95. Right now it's 84 degrees at your official weather station. News Radio 700 WLW Cincinnati.
1 out in the inning. That'll bring Sean Markham to the plate. He had a squeeze bunt RBIs last time up. Takes a breaking ball off the plate away. 1 ball and no strikes to Sean Markham, the pitcher. He hits from the right side. Cueto kicks and deals. Fastball downstairs, 2-0. Cueto has that spinning delivery, and today he is spinning a little bit too much. Overspin, if you will. Pitch. Fastball. He threw that baby right by him. That one, he slowed it down just enough to make sure he got right on top of the baseball, and he had everything behind it. 94 miles an hour, and Markham couldn't touch it. Fastball again, right in there. This one at 96. And Cueto back in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A good adjustment there by Johnny Cueto as he slows things down just enough to get it right. 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Good fastball upstairs by Johnny Cueto. 2 down. Now this is where you have to be careful. You got 2 outs. You just blew away the pitcher on 3 consecutive fastballs. I guarantee you Ricky Weeks is looking for a fastball up and out over the plate to try to jump on and hit the ball out of the ballpark and put his team on top. Both he and Prince Fielder love that hero home run stuff. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good pitch by Cueto as he keeps Weeks honest. 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Cueto looking in for the sign. The right-hander kicks and deals. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Awfully good pitch there. That was a strike whether Weeks swings or not. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. Cueto trying to put up a perfect inning for the first time. Fastball in. And if you're going to keep Ricky Weeks honest, you've got to run the fastball up under his hands every once in a while. 2 balls and a strike. And he swings and misses at that one, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Back-to-back hard heaters inside. One at 96 up at his hands. The next at 96 down, and Weeks swings right through it. 2-2, 2 outs. Pitch. Just a bit outside. Cueto rushing just a bit, trying to get that strikeout. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Cueto will have to slow it down and make a pitch right here. 2-2 pitch. And he walked him. 2-2 breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball, and down to first base goes Ricky Weeks. So a 2-out walk, and here's Niger Morgan. So far, Niger Morgan has flied out to right and grounded out to the second baseman. Backdoor breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. You look at Morgan and you think, well, he likes to slap the ball the other way. Not true. He likes the ball middle in so he can pull it down that right field line. We saw him do it twice yesterday. Hard and soft outside. That pitch was down and in, and Morgan takes it for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And Cueto starting to move into a dangerous area. 2-0 here to Niger Morgan with Corey Hart on deck. Pitch. Fastball, and it's fouled straight back up on the netting. Had that pitch right on the outside corner, and Niger Morgan could not quite get to it. And on the grass at third is Scott Rowland, just in case Morgan decides a bunt. Pitch, fastball, inside corner, throwback to first base, and not in time as Ricky Weeks was diving back in quickly. And boy, Johnny Cueto and Ramon Hernandez pull a quick one on the left-handed hitting Niger Morgan there. Cueto set quick and fired a bullet to the plate for strike 2. And they threw down to first to try to get Ricky Weeks. So 2-2 is the count, 2 down. Pitch. Popped up down the left field line. Rowland giving chase, can't get it. Into the seats. Morgan hit that baby right off the end of the bat, and it went into the seats just beyond the third base dugout down by the tarp here at Miller Park. Reds 3, Brewers 3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner at first is Ricky Weeks. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning. Niger Morgan at the plate. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline. Cueto already at that 72 pitch mark here in the 4th inning of play. Right-hander looks in to Hernandez for the sign. He's got what he wants. Pitch. Line drive up the middle, a base hit. And Ricky Weeks will stop right there at second base. And with 2 outs, here come the Brewers again. Boy, every time you walk one of these Brewers, they make it hurt, and they make it hurt bad. Third inning for Cueto, 2 quick outs, and ended up facing 4 additional batters before he got out of the inning. And that was with the bases loaded. Got 2 quick outs here in the 4th. And now this will be his 3rd additional batter with 2 down. It's Corey Hart at the plate. Pitch, swing, and a foul ball off behind home plate. Hard sinking fastball inside. And Corey Hart continues to take that hack on the first pitch. A huge hole on the right side of the infield. Phillips holding on the runner. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and Cueto is pounding him inside. No more letting Corey Hart just flip it out there into right field. He is working him in, and he is working him in with a big-time fastball. The 0-2 pitch here. Here he comes. Just misses inside, and a 94-mile-an-hour heater barely runs off the plate in. Cueto will go back to the rosin bag. A big lead over at first base by Niger Morgan as Votto plays well off the bag. Ricky Weeks at second. 2 down. The 1-2 pitch. And it's down low. Fastball got a little bit ahead of himself, did Johnny Cueto. And he's run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And if you're Cueto, you want Corey Hart to make contact right here. No further. Don't give the runners a chance to take off. 2-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt. And Corey Hart will have a chance here with a 3-2 count to make something happen for the Brewers here in this 3-3 tie ball game. Brewers with 5 hits. Reds with 4. Quick meeting by Hernandez and Cueto is broken up. And here we go, the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball foul off to the left side, and Corey Hart well out in front of that one. Hernandez and Cueto again out halfway between the mound and home plate. Rob Drake has something to say to Ramon Hernandez about it. So here we go again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be off to the races. The pitch. Ground ball right in front of first. The throw by Cueto, and they got him. A nice play by Johnny Cueto. A roller just to the left side of the mound, the third base side. Cueto gets the baseball and fires a bullet to first base to the stretching Votto. So Cueto again works out of damage here in the 4th. We're tied at 3 as Marty Brenneman comes back to you as we head to 5 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
This is Rick Stowe, clubhouse manager for the Cincinnati Reds. Trust me, I know grass and dirt stains can be a nightmare when it's time to do the laundry. That's why I use Biz, the best stain fighter in the business. It works great for whites and colors and keeps our uniforms as good as new throughout the season.
Visit BizStainFighter.com for a full line of Biz products and download a coupon for $2 off Biz.
For Major League stains, use Biz and Oxidol, the official laundry team of the Cincinnati Reds.
Just look for the red ribbon in the yellow pages. The overhead door company of Greater Cincinnati.
700 WLW, the big one.
We're in the top of the 5th inning, all even at 3. The Reds and the Brewers. Cozart takes a first pitch strike. He's 1 for 2 tonight, an infield single in the 3rd inning. Sean Markham rocks and deals, and Zach goes for it, bounces one along the third base line. They got no chance. That's going to, well, they say a foul ball. Good thing for Milwaukee because they had no chance at all of throwing him out. So Zach will come back with a count 2 strikes and nothing.
I wonder what the call was there.
Foul ball.
Well, I know that, but I'm trying to think of what the reason was. Maybe the ball had hit Zach in the batter's box. But you're right, they had no play.
None. So now he's back in and waiting on the 0-2 pitch. And it's on the way. And that's a breaking ball down. The All-Star game in the last few moments has impacted both of these ball clubs. Ryan Braun has announced that he officially will not go. and has been replaced by Pirate outfielder Andrew McCutchen. Here's a liner back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. So Cozart kicks things off in the fifth with a single up the middle. And we've just been informed by Larry Herms of the Reds Media Relations Department that Scott Rowland is going to replace Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones due to have surgery on a knee. He has been sidelined, and Scott Rowland will be added to the names that have already been announced some days ago. Joey Votto, Brandon Phillips, and Jay Bruce as members of the Reds team that will be going to the All-Star game, and add Rowland's name to that list. Here's a pitch, and Joey Votto takes it down a ball. He has had a hit. He's also had a base on ball. So our congratulations to Scott Rowland.
And congrats to the both of those guys.
Yep.
You know, McCutchen is having a great year, and we watch Rowland every day, so we know what kind of year he's having. He is on the money.
Leading at first base, Zach Cozart. The stretch by Markham, and he deals, and that one is down, and the count's 2-0. And I'll tell you what, every time Votto has been at the plate, it really appears that Sean Markham wants no part of it.
Well, it goes back to who's going to protect Joey.
You have Brandon Phillips waiting in the on-deck circle. He had a 2-out single in the first. After the infield hit by Cozart in the third, he was walked, not intentionally, but walked. And now the count is 2-0 on him. And he taps this one along the first baseline. A fair ball picked up by the catcher. Throwing, and he threw it away. Very fortunate that Ricky Weeks was standing on the foul line to back it up and cut it off. But Jonathan Lucroy, after picking it up, really did not have an angle to throw. He tried to create one on his own, and the throw as a result was an errant one.
Well, the problem with that play there is if you're going to pick it up, you have to pick it up with the momentum going somewhere. And what happened with LaCroix is he picked it up, and he wasn't going anywhere but standing. And he tried to create the angle, as you said, and that was a bad angle to throw from.
They're going to charge him with an error. So the third error total tonight, the first against Milwaukee. And let's see if the Reds can take advantage of this situation. They left the bases loaded in the third when they had 3 on with 1 out. And Rowland and Lewis struck out back-to-back. Now they've got 2 on with nobody out here in the fifth. And the pitch is low to Phillips, ball 1.
Well, this is the second time that Zach Cozart has singled and started a rally.
Phillips has twice tonight flied to Niger Morgan in center field. This game is all tied at 3-3. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Now the check of the runners and the pitch. And Phillips takes it off the plate, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
And this goes back to what you were talking about at the beginning of the ball game about the Reds' patience against a guy like Markham. He's going to throw strikes sooner or later, but he's going to try to make you swing out of the zone first.
Well, Phillips not having any of it on the first 2 pitches, so let's see what approach Markham will take now. He certainly doesn't want to lose him and load the bases with nobody out. He looks back at second, delivers, and here's a rocket into left field, but it'll be caught.
Man.
Reds got a bad break there. That baby was hit on the screws, but right at Mark Kotsay and left, and with 1 hard out in the books, the batter now will be Jay Bruce, who has walked twice tonight, once intentionally and has scored a run. Meanwhile, in Dayton tonight at Fifth Third Field, history has been made.
Is it tonight?
The 815th consecutive sellout for the Dayton Dragons to set a new all-time professional consecutive sellout record. They break the record set by the Portland Trail Blazers, it seems like 100 years ago. There's a swing and a miss by Jay Bruce when Bill Walton was the driving force on that team. So for those of you who have watched Bill Walton do NBA basketball, you can realize how long ago that was. And Dayton at the top of the professional sports world tonight. What an incredible record that Class A affiliate in the Midwest League of the Reds has been, and we congratulate Bob Murphy, and all the folks that have helped to make that possible up in Dayton, Ohio. Line drive right field, base hit, and the bases will be loaded as Corey Hart leaves nothing to chance, fires a strike to home plate, but Mark Berry had already held up the lead runner, Zach Cozart. So here we go again.
Well, Zach had to hold up because of the ball being in the air as long as it was. And with the one hop to Corey Hart, Hart may not have Jay Bruce's arm, but he's got an awfully good one.
So for the second straight time, Scott Rowland comes to the plate with the bases loaded. He struck out swinging in the third. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's a National League All-Star, and let's see if he can do something here and act like one. Markham has been in trouble all night long, but to his credit, he's allowed only 3 runs, and there's a swing and a miss.
Change up inside, and that's after the fastball that he got rolling in his last time up. Fastball on the inside corner to strike him out.
Rowland batting only .243. And a chance to put the Reds in front in the 5th inning. Markham has been working out of the stretch more often than not tonight, but the same could be said for Johnny Cueto. Rowland waves at it, 0-2. The pitch count right now for Sean Markham, 87. And now for the first time tonight, they got activity going in the Milwaukee bullpen. Got a right-hander up and throwing. Markham is allowed a hit to Cozart. Votto reaching on an error. Phillips lines out. Bruce singles. And Rowland takes it down and in for a ball. Scott back in the box. Had the 2-run single taken away by the change of a scorer's decision from last night's ball game.
And 2 RBI.
Yep.
Bummer.
Jonathan Lucroy deals a sign to Sean Markham, and he kicks and he deals. Ground ball hit to third. The throw to the plate, out. The bases remain loaded. And the batter will be Fred Lewis. Lewis has doubled in a run. He also struck out to end the third. So Sean Markham now trying to lead the bases loaded for the second time in the last 3 innings. Three runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for Cincinnati. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for Milwaukee. Quick meeting at the mound involving Prince Fielder and Sean Markham. And now the left-handed batting Lewis, who doubled into left center in the second to knock in a run. Takes a first pitch strike.
Well, you know, you got a veteran on the mound in Markham. He does not forget how he pitched you the last time, and he just changes things all up. He was all in the head of Scott Rowland in that last at bat.
1 strike and nothing. Lewis trying to make it happen with 2 out, and he takes a breaking ball in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fred Lewis saw all change-ups and backdoor breaking balls his last time up. Now he's seen 2 hard pitches right on the inside corner this time.
The right-hander who picked up the win last night is warming right now for Milwaukee, Marco Estrada. Markham 1-1 to Fred Lewis. Here it is, and it's a swing and a bouncing ball to second. The throw to first, and the Reds leave them loaded again.
Wow.
At the end of 4.5, it stays tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
My neighbor's got an SUV. I call it the Pack Mule. In the summer, they're towing jet skis or strapping bikes to the roof. In the winter, it's skis and snow.
Washington. Safeco Insurance. Do more. Call Morgan Huffman Insurance at 513-891-8338. Morgan Huffman Insurance.
Montgomery Inn. Join the Montgomery Inn crowd in Montgomery, the Boathouse, Fort Mitchell, and Dublin in the National League tonight. As a ground ball is hit down the line, Votto has an underhands to Cueto, who uses both hands this time to make the catch, and they're quickly 2 out. The Cubs batting in the top of the 6th inning in Pittsburgh, and the Cubbies have a 5-3 lead. Colorado in the 7th, winning in Washington 2-1. Todd Helton hits his 10th home run. The Astros are being shut out down in Florida, 6-0 in the 6th inning. They're in the bottom of the 5th in St. Louis. Arizona with a 4-1 lead on the Cardinals. Mets are about to bat in San Francisco, and a final this afternoon in 11. There's the first pitch strike. The Atlanta Braves scored 3 in the 11th, 2 on a home run by Brian McCann to beat Philadelphia 4-1. And a bizarre game in Los Angeles today. That was in for strike 2. The Dodgers were no-hitted until 2 out in the 9th of a 0-0 game at home against San Diego. And then a double. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one is just a little bit low for a ball. A double by Juan Uribe over the head of Kristen Orfia in left. And Deanna Navarro, the Dodger catcher, promptly lined a base hit to drive in Uribe with the game's only run. The last 2 Dodger players had hits. The only hits the Dodger team had in the entire game, and the Dodgers win it 1-0. If you're wondering about San Diego, the Padres had 1 hit. Dodgers 2 hits, San Diego 1. And Aaron Harang pitched 6 no-hit innings in a triumphant return after being out a month with a stress fracture of his foot for the San Diego Padres. Here's a 2-2. Line drive to left. Base hit for Casey McGee. Picked up by Fred Lewis. And now let's see if Johnny Cueto can get an out. This twice tonight now. He's been on the verge of retiring the side in order. His own error created a problem in 1 inning.
Well, he had McGee 0-2 there and threw in 3 straight fastballs, 2 for balls, and that last one was right down the middle.
And as I was saying, with 2 outs and nobody on in the 4th, he walked Ricky Weeks, then Nyjer Morgan singled, and then Hart thrown out on a nice play by Cueto. All it does is just add up incredible numbers of pitches that Johnny has thrown, and that number right now stands at 90. In the American League, Minnesota lost in Chicago 4-3. White Sox getting the winning run in the bottom of the 9th. Ground ball hit to 3rd. And Roland will go to 2nd, and the inning is over. So Johnny has a relatively easy inning, and the Reds and the Brewers go to the 6th inning tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
McDonald's breakfast is so good.
McMuffins with freshly cracked eggs.
Time to do your backyard magic for the gang this weekend. You've tried the rest, now try the best.
The Reds infield with Shakely. You know your HR outsource Cincinnati's trusted HR outsourcing provider. Shakely is there to help you with all your human resource needs. Visit Shakely at Shakely.com. With Shakely, it's done.
Their show has all closer for the Dodgers. He pitched on Thursday night against the Reds in the opening game, pitched 1 inning as he was just reinstated from the 60-day disabled list. He has been on the DL with a vast assortment of problems, left hamstring and a left oblique strain. He's had back tightness, and now he is back on the mound. The right-hander threw the ball well in the first game on Thursday, and he is back now to pitch against the Reds. Tonight's game is being brought to you by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers and the full-size Toyota Tundra. For over 30 Toyota offers or a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Zach Kozar, 2 for 3 on the night. He's hit the ball well each and every time. He has ignited 2 different rallies that have loaded the bases, but neither could score a run. First pitch fastball outside corner, strike 1. Cozart with an infield hit in the third and a bullet right back up the middle in the fifth. Both leadoff hits. Saito sets and deals. Ground ball pulled right back behind home plate as Cozart just did nick it. Waiting on deck, Joey Votto. Votto 1 for 2 on the night. He has walked, singled, and reached on an error by the catcher, LaCroix. No balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Cozart. Fastball, and he struck him out up and in. Good hard heater by Saito. 1 down. Saito with that very deliberate delivery, and when you have not seen that, as Cozart probably has not seen it much at all, that baby snuck up on him in a hurry. 1 down for Votto. We are tied at 3. Cubs and Brewers, 3rd game of a 4-game series before the All-Star break. Curveball outside corner, strike 1. The Brewers are in first place as we speak. The Reds are in 4th place. They are 4 behind the Brewers. And Saito steps off the mound, looks into LaCroix, wants a different sign. He'll get what he wants. And he comes to the belt at the set. Leg kick. Pitch. Off the plate away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And they have packed them in here tonight at Miller Park. There are a whole lot of Milwaukee Brewer fans in this baby. And there'll be a whole lot more here tomorrow. 1 ball and 1 strike to Votto. Line drive into left field. Here comes. And it's going to fall in for a base hit as Katse came in and just could not quite get to it. And Votto on for the 4th time today. So here's Brandon Phillips. He has yet to reach base, even though he's put the ball in play each time. He's flied out to center twice, once deep center, and he's lined out to left. Reds would really like to get a run and jump out in front of these Brewers. Pitch. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Saito not quite the power pitcher that he was when he was closing for the Dodgers. But he still has that mental tenacity and the ability to change speeds, and he can throw strikes as well. The 0-1 fouled off to the right side and out of play, and again Saito ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Saito, when he was throwing in the mid-90s, did a lot of pitching backwards even then, and he's doing a lot of it now. Breaking balls and sliders, change-ups, curve balls early in the count, and then that blistering fastball inside late to try to paralyze you. Pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Ricky Weeks has it, flips on to Betancourt to first. Not in time. Hustling all the way was Brandon Phillips, and he beat it out by the slimmest of margins. Weeks got to that ball, got it to Betancourt, and he fired on to first, and they just missed getting Phillips on the double play. So Votto out 4-6, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Reds still have a heartbeat here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring Jay Bruce to the plate. He's been on every time he's come to the plate. Singled his last time up. Reds want to see him go deep right here. Pitch. Breaking ball off the plate away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bruce with 20 home runs and 56 RBIs. 15 doubles, hitting at a .261 clip. Left-handed hitting right fielder. The pitch. Backdoor breaking ball, and he drops it right in there. Same exact approach that he had with Votto. One ball, 1 strike. Phillips at first base, 2 down in the inning. Again, we are tied at 3 here in the top of the 7th inning here at Miller Park, as nightfall begins to come upon us. Fastball missing inside. That ball was way down in the strike zone. Two balls and a strike. Saito very deliberate when he comes into the ball game. Looks into LaCroix for the sign. He's set. Right-hander quickly picks to first, and back over there easily is Brandon Phillips. Phillips with hardly any lead at all. No big shift on with Saito on the mound and Bruce at the plate. They play him straight up. Slightly pull at the shortstop position. Pitch. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike now to the left-handed hitting Bruce. Waiting on deck, Scott Rowland. Rowland has had a rough night tonight. He has flied out to center, struck out with the bases loaded, and hit into a fielder's choice for the bases loaded, where they threw the runner out at home plate. And Zach Kozar. 3 balls and a strike to Jay. Pitch. Line drive into center field. That's a base hit, and Phillips will stop right there. He started to go to third and had to put on the brakes quickly as Niger Morgan got to that baseball, and I mean right now. So the second hit of the night in back-to-back fashion for Jay Bruce. A line drive up the middle. And here's Scott Rowland. Another chance for Rowland to put the Reds on top. Rowland has come to the plate with somebody on base every single time tonight. Right-hander just named to the All-Star team to replace Chipper Jones here tonight. And boy, would he like to come up big here. Pitch. Breaking ball. Ball 1 outside. And that has been the pattern of Saito ever since he's taken the mound. We saw him in game number 1. A lot of breaking balls on first pitches there, and every pitch here tonight has been a first pitch breaking ball. Saito checks the runner at second. The pitch way up high. Tried to overthrow that one a little bit, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and LaCroix was able to climb the ladder and get there. Reds trying to break through. Both teams have had their opportunities, both the Brewers and the Reds. Neither have been able to break this tie. We've been tied since the second. 3-3. Pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 1. And if you're Scott Rowland, that's the last pitch you want to swing at there, is a 2-0 breaking ball snapping down and away for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Roland aims that bat out towards the pitcher, Saito. Saito checks the runner at second. Here he comes. Pop foul behind home plate. A fastball, and he got it in on the hands of Roland. 2-2's the count. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Deuces wild. And the fans here at Miller Park begin to rise to their feet. And the cheering begins for Saito to try to retire Roland. Reds need a run badly. First and second. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And down goes Roland again. Wow. What a night. It has been difficult all night long for the Reds to get a hit in a big situation. We are tied at 3 as we head to the bottom of 7 here on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Tire Discounters, the home of free alignment. Tire Discounters. And by Widmer's Cleaners, official cleaners of the Cincinnati Reds. Go to Widmer'sCleaners.com today.
Come watch me defend my title against the world's best tennis players, August 13th through the 21st.
Big boy, what's your favorite thing?
Ken Brew mans the mic during Sunday morning sports talk. Tomorrow morning at 9:06 on 700 WLW, the big one.
Part of the order for the Brewers. First pitch to Niger Morgan is a fastball, and it's a strike. Morgan, Hart, and Fielder due up here in the bottom of 7. The 0-1 backdoor breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Morgan. Niger Morgan a single his last time up. Cueto turns and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Good breaking ball down and in. One ball and 2 strikes. Roland way in on the grass at third. Cueto turns the pitch. Fastball fouled off behind home plate. Boy, Cueto cannot afford to make any mistakes at all right here. Right-hander turns and deals. A breaking ball, and it's popped up, fouled out of play down the left field line. Tried to drop that backdoor slider on the outside corner, and Morgan fouls it off. Morgan, for a little guy, doesn't take too many pitches. Here he comes, and he starts to check. Did he go? No, says Chris Conroy, the third base rookie umpire. And we'll move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a tie ball game at 3. Reds and Brewers. Swing and a foul ball at home plate. A changeup that time by Cueto. And boy, you can really see Niger Morgan working. He likes that fastball in, and he's fouling off everything he can to get to it. Cueto pitches. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Got him on the breaking ball in, 1 down. Save on prescriptions in your Kroger pharmacy. Kroger offers hundreds of generic prescriptions priced at $4 a day for a 30-day supply or $10 for a 90-day supply. Hurry in to see if your prescriptions are included and get more value for the way you live at Kroger. Here's Corey Hart, 1 down in the inning. Fast breaking ball outside corner, strike 1. Well, that looked like a fastball for a minute and then just snapped down and away. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, and they say no, he did not go as Hart started to swing. He was facing Cueto as he bailed out. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch up and in, and boy, he had Corey Hart leaning way out over the plate there. That's one of those fastballs that'll open your eyes in a hurry. Pitch down low. 3 balls and a strike. Morgan struck out for the first out. And now he's got Corey Hart at the plate. Albeit a 3-1 count as Aroldis Chapman begins to throw. And he walked it. And that may be all she wrote for Johnny Cueto, and he is unhappy. And this was just not Johnny Cueto's night. He gave up the 3 runs early, and he just battled and battled and battled, and his last 2 starts have been nothing but battling. But that's what you're supposed to do when you don't have your great stuff. You battle and you keep your team in the game. That's what Cueto did today. Aroldis Chapman is coming in to face him. Comes on for the 23rd time here this year. Got his first save the other night in St. Louis. A 13-inning, 9-8 affair. He was on the disabled list. And he's come back after the rehab, and he's thrown the ball awfully well since he's been back. And Chapman will come on with 1 out. And a runner at first base in Corey Hart. And he'll be facing the most dangerous hitter in the Brewer order, and that is Prince Fielder. So Hart is at first base. And Chapman on the mound. The left-hander kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Fastball up and in, and Prince Fielder just a tad tardy. Reds really need Chapman to come through here. Left-hander kicks, and he'll pick to first, and he's got him picked off. Run the ball all the way, and they're going to get him. Not yet, and oh man, look at Chapman run. Wow. Chapman ran down Corey Hart from the back. Votto tried to run down Hart, couldn't catch him, flipped the ball on to Cozart. Cozart couldn't catch him, flips the ball to Aroldis Chapman, and Chapman just flat out ran him down. Wow, I didn't realize he could run like that. He ran like a gazelle. 2 down, folks. Yeah, now he's going to have to take his time and catch himself. He's all right. Boy, Chapman really stretched it out right there, and he ran him down hard. A 1-3-6-1 pickoff play for the Reds. And everybody is out, checking out Aroldis Chapman now. 1-3-6-1. He picks off Corey Hart. And if I'm not mistaken, when he was here last time, he picked off Hart in almost the identical same situation when Prince Fielder was at the plate. They're going to give the left-hander a chance to throw a couple of pitches. It looked as though he stumbled or he got spiked by Corey Hart. Hart went down as Chapman was chasing him down. And it looks as though Chapman's going to be all right. And Chapman will go back to work against Prince Fielder. No balls and 1 strike on the left-handed hitter, Prince Fielder. And I think that's what it was. He spiked him up the right leg. All right, here we go. Left-hander on the mound, lefty at the plate. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two down in the inning. So far, so good for the left-hander Chapman. Kicks and deals. Fastball just off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. A 99-mile-an-hour heater from the left-hander Chapman. He comes to the set, up high, pitch, down and away. 3 balls and a strike now to Prince Fielder. Waiting on deck, Mark Kutze. Pitch. And he walked him. So down to first base this time goes Prince Fielder. And that'll bring Mark Kutze to the plate. So that's the second walk in the inning here for the Reds. One by Cueto, who was Corey Hart, and conveniently the left-hander Chapman picked him off after throwing strike 1 to Fielder. Here's Kutze. Fastball down in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And the phone is ringing down in the Reds bullpen. Chapman set the pitch. Fastball right. Oh, my goodness. He doesn't get the call there, and Chapman not happy with that one. Rob Drake did not call that one a strike, even though that looked like a pretty good pitch. There he is, right down Broadway. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. So Chapman finally finds the strike zone. The 2-1, and it's way inside. He almost got him there. Second time for Chapman that he's been 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs in the inning. He needs a strike bad here. And he got it. Looked like some makeup call that time from Rob Drake. That was a little bit low, but after missing the strike before, I think we're all even. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Runner will be going. Here we go. And it's popped up foul off to the left side and out of play. And you can see Mark Kutze look into the first base dugout, grip his bat, blow the air from his cheeks, and shake his head as if to say, whew. Three-two, 2 down. We're still tied at 3. Pitch. And he got him. He strikes him out looking on the outside corner. Pretty good pitch there by Chapman and a good comeback after walking Fielder, picking off Hart, and striking out Kutze. We will head to the 8th inning. We are still tied at 3. Marty Brenneman coming back to you on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
At Tri-State Centers for Sight, we're changing the way you see eye care. From eye exams and surgery, 15 locations around Cincinnati, including Covington, Hillsborough, and Springdale.
The Reds Rated Centers for Sight doctor of the day is Safe Jaweed. Visit Dr. Jaweed at tristatesight.com.
Mr. Speedy here, and just when you thought it couldn't get any faster, Cincinnati Bell's got a new lightning-fast 4G network. It's a high-octane pedal-to-the-metal. Hold on for your dear life. Mama, can you pack me a lunch? Because I'm going too fast.
700 WLW, the big one. 700 WLW.
Right-hander LaTroy Hawkins comes on, and he will take over. He has pitched once in this series. That was back on, well, that was last night. He pitched 1 1/3 innings. He's tied for third in the major leagues in appearances with 45. Right-hander LaTroy Hawkins, a 1.13 earned run average and 24 innings on the year. So he is on.
He'll be getting Fred Lewis and Ramon Hernandez, and then the pitcher spot due up. Lewis is doubling a run and 3 times at the plate, and Hawkins from the stretch, his first pitch of the night. And Fred is bouncing it foul over to the first base dugout on 1. Takashi Saito works an inning, allows 2 hits, strikes out 2, and shuts the Reds out in the 7th inning. Nobody has scored since Milwaukee tied the game in the 2nd on a suicide squeeze bunt by pitcher Sean Markham. 1 strike to the waiting Fred Lewis, and the ball is inside, 1-1. Outfield playing Lewis is an opposite field hitter. Hawkins kicks and deals. Pitch is taken at the knees. A call strike.
Marty, I said that he was tied for second with 45 appearances. I don't know where I got that from, and I apologize for saying that because that is not the case. He just came back off the disabled list. I don't know where I got that from.
Here's the stretch. And the 1-2 delivery. And he struck him out swinging. We have seen more bad swings in this game by Reds hitters than we have seen in a month.
It's like they are really pressing to do something special in this ball game.
Dusty Baker held a team meeting, something he does not like to do, and apparently the immediate effect has been nil. Here's Ramon Hernandez, who charged 1 out of here to center field with a man aboard in the 2nd inning. 10 home runs, 25 RBIs. This man has had an outstanding year up to this point. Right-hand batter waiting, and the pitch is taken high. A ball. Aroldis Chapman due to bat next, but he will not. Looks like Chris Heisey in the on-deck circle will be the pinch hitter after we find out what Hernandez does. That pitch, a breaking ball that got the outside black. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 drops in nicely for strike 2 call.
Well, that is a tough pitch to throw right there, Marty. He's been doing it his whole career. Tough to get called, number 1, a strike. Tough to throw for a strike. And most hitters aren't even going to try to swing at it because you can't hit it.
Well, he put Fred Lewis away without any problem, and now trying to duplicate that at the expense of Ramon Hernandez. And this one is hit to the shortstop, his glove side. He picks it, he throws, and they're 2 out. Heisey will be the batter with 2 down and nothing going on. They're in the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. The Cubs have a 5-3 lead. And they are see where the Arizona-St. Louis game is in the bottom of the 7th. And Arizona has a 6-3 lead in that game. So 2 teams that are immediately above the Reds are losing. And, of course, Milwaukee sitting atop the Central Division. And the Reds and the Brewers are tied at 3-3 here in the top of the 8th with 2 down. Here's Heisey, and here's Hawkins, and the pitch is high, ball 1.
We can beat them, we can make it 3 in a row.
Do what?
We beat them, and it'll be 3 in a row. The Pirates lose.
Yep.
St. Louis lose. Milwaukee lose. Reds win.
Pittsburgh began the day a game back. St. Louis was tied with them for second place. Heisey, a big bouncing ball toward the hole. Dropped by Betancourt, and Heisey aboard. Backhand, couldn't hang on to it. Dropped at his feet. And Heisey aboard on the second error committed tonight by Milwaukee. There's Drew Stubbs. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout, and he fouled out to Corey Hart, who made a nice play right up against the padded wall in foul territory in the 6th inning. Heisey edging away from Prince Fielder in the bag at first. A swing and a foul by Stubbs, 0-1. Tomorrow's day game to wind up the series and lead us into the All-Star break will mark the Cincinnati Reds debut of left-hander Dontrell Willis. He will start against left-hander Randy Wolf. Willis pitched awfully well most of the year with AAA Louisville and finally getting his chance to get back to the big leagues. And will make start number 1 for the Reds in the windup here tomorrow. Here's a pitch. Nope, a throw on to first. Reds will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. The All-Star game, the 82nd such All-Star game, will be held at Chase Field in Phoenix on Tuesday night. And then the Reds will be back at it after a workout Thursday against the Cardinals at Great American Ballpark on Friday night.
The D train will be powered by the Big Red Machine.
There you go. Stubbs taking a breaking ball, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnny Cueto tonight, 6 1/3, gave up 6 hits and 3 runs, all earned. He struck out 2, walked 4, and threw a wild pitch. So on a night in which he was not on top of his game, he still kept his club in it. And that's a mark of a good pitcher, and he did that tonight. And quite honestly, the Reds ought to have what right now would be an insurmountable lead. That pitch is down for a ball, but they left the bases loaded in the 3rd. They left the bases loaded in the 5th. And they left 2 on in the 7th inning. It is a recurring problem and has been almost from the beginning of this baseball season. And quite honestly, you have to wonder, with this team playing its 91st game of the year, will it ever change? At least in 2011. Here's Hawkins with a check of Heisey over at first base and coming to the plate. And that one is hit to center field and will end the inning. Niger Morgan moving toward right center, and at the end of 7 1/2, this game is still tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell. Reds
Racing Report crew telling you that when you're looking for performance auto parts like AC Delco Automotive Parts, you have to head down to your nearest KOI Auto Parts store.
KOI Auto Parts, the official auto parts store of the Cincinnati Reds. And with over 300,000 parts like AC Delco Automotive Parts, they always have the part you need. And with so many locations, there's a KOI Auto Parts store near you. And don't forget, when you get there, tell them Seg sent you.
KOI Auto Parts, quite simply, the best.
This is Red COO Phil Castellini, encouraging you to contact Michael Schuster Associates for all your design needs. As the official architects of the Cincinnati Reds, we trust MSA to give our fans the best experience at the ballpark. That's why UC, NKU Miami, and many other schools and communities have turned to MSA Sport for their projects as well. See their resume online at msaarch.com or call MSA today at 513-241-5666 to turn your vision into reality.
After the game, catch extra innings with Doc Rogers on 700 WLW.
Reds have a new pitcher on the mound. We'll pause for station ID on the Reds Radio Network.
Kyle Busch gets the pole, but who will win the first Sprint Cup Series race at Kentucky Speedway? And investigating a possible counterfeiting operation in Blue Ash. In-depth team coverage after the game on News Radio 700 WLW Cincinnati.
Logan Ondrusik, the right-hander, comes on 3-3 on the year with a 1.71 earned run average. He pitched last night and the night before against the Milwaukee Brewers.
And here in the bottom of the 8th inning, he's going to be facing Casey McGee and then Unieski, Betancourt, and Jonathan Lucroy. Get that far, we'll have a hitter for the pitcher, no doubt. And the first pitch missing away, ball one. Chris Heisey, by the way, remains in the game to play left field.
This is his 4th day in a row.
Wow. The 1-0 coming. And that's upstairs, and he's behind 2 balls and no strikes. And a strike is called. 2-1. Chapman 2/3. He struck out a batter, walked a batter. Came in to get the strikeout of Kotsay after walking fielder. There's ball 3. And needing a strike here in the worst way and cannot get it. So he has come on to walk the leadoff batter. That is the 6th base on balls issued tonight by Reds pitching. Granted, Johnny Cueto walked 4 of them, but 6 is 6.
Watch the first pitch swinging with this guy.
And that's exactly right. Betancourt, a famous first ball hitter. There's a quick throw on to first. There have only been 3 teams in the National League who have walked more batters than the Reds pitchers have this season. Here's a pitch. He squares to bunt and does back to the mound. There's a throw to second. Out. Throw to first. Out. Got the double play.
Wow,
and
what a
turn.
turn.
It nicely. 1-6 to 4 on the double play, and the Reds defense comes up big.
A great turn by both the big man Ondrusik and Kozar.
Brandon Phillips with a big a la Joey Votto stretch to complete the double play, and a great throw by Zach Kozart. So 2 down in the inning, and here's Jonathan Lucroy. One ball and no strikes.
You were talking about hitting with runners in scoring position. It's one thing to hit a ball out of the ballpark when there's someone on. It's another thing to grind out an at-bat and drive in a run from third base with 2 outs.
Ball strike on the inside, 1-1.
That's when we start talking about professional hitters and veteran hitters that know how to perform in crucial situations and not just swing and hit a home run.
That pitch drops in nicely for strike 2 call. If you're wondering about the 9th inning, the Reds will have Kozart, Votto, and Phillips, with Bruce and Rowland waiting in the wings. Now the 1-2 coming. And that one is lined into left field, a base hit. So Lucroy keeps the inning alive with a single to left. And now George Kateris will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher LaTroy Hawkins. He's the guy who led the inning off last night with the Reds in front 7-5 and probably drew a walk from Francisco Cordero, and it all went downhill after that. Kateris, a .256 batter, left-hand hitter, takes ball 1.
Now, when you talk about hitting home runs, they're not as easy as they look sometimes, and the harder that you try to hit a home run, the tougher it is. Just ask Jay Bruce.
Now the pitch. That's in there for a call strike. Cincinnati Bell trivia question. In 1956, a widely successful voting campaign helped place 8 Reds on the National League's All-Star roster, a record for Reds representation on the All-Star team. In which of the following years were 8 Reds also selected? Here's a ground ball to second, backhanded by Phillips. Give it up to Cozart for the force. We'll complete this and begin the night with the Reds still tied with Milwaukee at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Only one furniture store.
All the allure of a construction site porta potty in August. Sloney and Tracy, Monday at 3:06.
On Sell as a free agent and leave under contract. Mint Martini on Fawn Square. Visit MintCincinnati.com.
Their show has all the allure of a construction site porta potty in August. Sloney and Tracy, Monday at 3:06 on 700 WLW, the big one.
700 WLW.
Right-hander Jonathan Axford will be coming on. He's 2-2 with a 2.90 earned run average. Normally the closer for this ball club, but there will be no save opportunity since the game is tied in the ninth. So Axford is on for his 42nd appearance.
And again, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Cozart, Votto, and Phillips. And again, the scoreboard, the Cincinnati Bell trivia question: which of the following years were 8 Reds also selected to play for the NL All-Star team other than 1956? Was it A, 1939, B, 1961, C, 1976? You said
C.
And the answer is A.
A.
During a time when All-Star managers selected their entire rosters, National League manager Gabby Hartnett of the Cubs selected 8 Reds for his team. Way high ball one to Cozart. The next highest number of Reds selected for the All-Star team was 7 on both the 76 and the 77 teams. 1939.
A.
There you go again.
A.
Aye. Here's a fly ball hit into deep left center field. That ball is going to be caught. Nyjer Morgan. Boy, can he run him down. He just took away extra base hits from Zach Cozart with an outstanding running catch in the deepest reaches of left center field.
That's a big league play right there.
This young man has been a real asset to this Milwaukee ball club.
He stretched out as far as he could because Zach would have been running for days.
That would have been a 3-base hit probably if it cleared Morgan. Here's Joey Votto now, and he looks at a strike. And the Reds find themselves in yet another close ball game that could well be decided run. And they are 13-20 in one-run games this season. Here's the 0-1, and Votto taking, and it's strike 2. Votto's been on all 4 times tonight, although one will not count as far as on-base percentage. Him reaching on the throwing error by Jonathan Lucroy, but he is 2 for 3 with a walk. That's way inside. While the Reds have Cozart, Votto, and Phillips, the Brewers will have the top of their batting order up in Weeks and Morgan and Hart, with Prince Fielder looming. Two balls, 2 strikes. Milwaukee with the best winning percentage, home winning percentage of any team in either league. They are 32-13 here at Miller Park. Now the 2-2 to Votto is on the way. And a half swing ground ball to Fielder. He'll take it himself, and they're 2 men out. And they've gone from one extreme to the other. Not only do they have the best home winning percentage of all teams in Major League Baseball, they also have the lowest road winning percentage of any team. While they're 32-13 at home, they are 13 under at 16-29 on the road.
Arredondo and Cordero in the Reds bullpen.
And now Phillips, who's had a quiet 0-for-4 night, steps in with 2 down and the base is empty. Axford doing what he's paid to do, and that's get people out, and Phillips just wades at it. The right-hander raises the leg and sends it plateward, and Phillips checks his swing and checked it in time. A ball, a strike.
Tell you what, when Cozart hit that ball out there, I don't think he thought he had any chance of catching it because he was motoring to second base.
Now the 1-1 delivery. Check swing, foul ball.
Well, that one hit right on the edge of the plate. Outside edge.
Reds have had 8 hits. The Brewers have had 7. Cincinnati has stranded 10 runners tonight. And so too is Milwaukee. 2-1 the count. The Red second baseman waving the bat around, swinging, slicing it into right field. It's caught by Corey Hart. And now Jose Arredondo will come on to try and send this game to a 10th inning. This one's tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio.
The ballpark. Striking out just isn't an option. One thing you really don't want to strike out on is health insurance. If you're self-employed, between jobs, or your employer doesn't offer health coverage, you need SuperMed1.com for details.
Get traffic and weather together on the 10s, mornings and afternoons on 700 WLW, the big one.
Get to Great American Ballpark Friday, July 15th. That would be next Friday night when the Reds and the Cardinals open up the big weekend series. Stick around after the game for a post-game super-duper fireworks show featuring a soundtrack inspired by your favorite superheroes. Presented by Furniture Fair. For tickets, call 513-381-REDS or visit reds.com. Logan Andrusik has gone back to the mound for a second inning of work. This, as Jeff said, is his 4th trip to the mound in as many games. Facing Ricky Weeks to begin the bottom of the 9th. And many are standing here at Miller Park. And a line drive to center, base hit. Here comes Dusty Baker out of the dugout. That means he's going to bring Bill Bray in with back-to-back left.
Bill Bray comes on for the Reds. Bray will be coming on for the 46th time here in 2011. Opponents hitting 180 against him. He has a record of 1-1.
Well, Nyjer Morgan's job is to try and move Ricky Weeks up, you would assume. Ron Renicky might roll the dice. Big gap on the right side of the infield. You got to believe Morgan will be bunting, and Bill Bray will throw. Oh, he threw it away at first. A bad throw, and Ricky Weeks goes to second. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It's the second time tonight we've had an error on the pitcher.
No, that's the 3rd error tonight on the pitcher. Johnny Cueto had 2. And Bill Bray has one now that puts the Reds really behind the 8 ball. Ricky Weeks carries a winning run. He's at second base. And the stretch by Bray and the pitch, and Morgan takes, and the throw down to second, and it goes into center field. And fortunately, Morgan cannot get up and advance to third.
Well, it's a good thing Stubbs was coming in a hurry. Otherwise, he'd have been gone.
I'll tell you what, this ball club appears to be playing so tight. It's just unbelievable. Right now, this team cannot get out of its own way. One strike and nothing on Niger Morgan. Here's the stretch by Bray. They're in on the corners, Votto and Rowland, and Bray bluffs a throw back towards second. The Reds have committed 3 errors tonight, and all 3 have been committed by the pitcher. Johnny Cueto with a throwing error on a pickoff attempt in the first. He failed to catch a throw from Votto, and now this one by Bray that enables the winning run to move into scoring position. The count quickly goes to 0-2 on Niger Morgan. Corey Hart waiting on deck. Again, Edgar Renteria is at shortstop, batting in the 7 spot. Here's a pause by Bray. The look back at Weeks. The pitch to Morgan, and he bunts first base side. That's a foul ball, and that's a strikeout. So Weeks will go back to second. The Reds are a third of the way home, and the batter will be Corey Hart. Hart has been a factor tonight. An RBI hit in the first inning, 1 for 3. He walked in the 7th and then was picked off. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, Albert Pujols has hit a game-tying 3-run home run in the 8th inning. And the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks are tied at 6. Here's Hart. Bray bringing it. And the pitch is swung on and hit down the right field line, but out of play, 0-1.
What I don't understand, Marty, is the pick to first base by Bray. Ricky Weeks had a very small lead over there, but yet the throw was as if to pick him off. I don't understand that.
Weeks checking the whereabouts of Renteria and Phillips as he gets a big lead at second. Here's Hart swinging, fly ball, right field. Jay Bruce going back on it, makes a catch. And tagging and coming to third will be Ricky Weeks. That's the second out of this Milwaukee 9th inning, and Hart hit that ball a long way the other way.
All right. I would imagine Prince Fielder will be headed to first, and Kotsay will be announced at the batter as the batter, but I don't think he'll hit.
Left-hander against left-hand batter, and it doesn't appear that they're going to intentionally walk Prince Fielder. No, they're going to pitch to him. And the pitch stays outside the ball. Let's see how many pitches Bill Bray throws him for strikes. They may not intentionally walk him, but even when you approach it this way, you better not make a pitch off the plate too good. The 1-0 coming, and it's high ball 2. What you do in this situation, however, if you're going to go ahead and start that pitch, now they're going to put him on. You really risk throwing a wild pitch in a situation like that with a winning. Oh, he almost did. Wow, what a catch by Hernandez. Bill Bray appears to be tighter than a drum. Now the 3-0 pitch, and there's ball 4. And Fielder heads on down to first base, and Mark Kotsay heading toward the plate. Brian Price going out to talk with Bray, and Ramon Hernandez. Edgar Renteria will be at the plate. Kotsay, who won last night's game with a 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th off of Francisco Cordero, now tries to gain the lion's share of the spotlight 24 hours later.
I understand having all the adrenaline that you have at the end of the ball game, but being able to perform throws to first base, being able to perform the throws outside of strike zone in order to walk a batter intentionally, those are things that You got to learn that when you're 15 and 16 years old.
Very good point. So now first and third, 2 out, left-hander versus left-hand batter again. Here's a pitch. And a fly ball into center field, and Bill Bray has pitched out of trouble. Mark Kotsay sends a fly ball that Drew Stubbs hauls in. And in this, the third game of 4 between these two Central Division contenders, it goes to some people would call free baseball. At the end of 9, and Jeff returns with the play-by-play, this game is tied at 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Looking for the coolest new hotspot in town? Check out the Go Club at mycincinnatihondadealer.com for special offers, locations, news, and giveaways from your Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Honda dealers. So go to the Go Club at cincinnatihondadealer.com.
Got plans tonight? We're going to the Go Club.
Shakely in your bullpen helps to make sure it's done. Visit Shakely at Shakely.com.
Their show has all the allure of a construction site porta potty in August. Sloaney and Tracy, Monday at 3:06 on 700 WLW, the big one.
700 WLW.
Right-hander on the mound, Marco Estrada. Over at third base, it looks like it's going to be Craig Counsell. So they'll have a double switch here for the Milwaukee Brewers. Josh Wilson will be in left field. Counsell will be at third base. Counsell's batting 9th. Wilson is batting 6th. And Estrada is in the 5th spot. First batter here for the Reds will be Jay Bruce as we start our extra inning of play. Tied at 3. Backdoor breaking ball. Strike 1 right on the outside corner. Well, they really shift around this time on Jay Bruce to the right side. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jay. Estrada working quickly. Change up, long fly ball down the right field line. Get up, baby. Hits out of here. Home run, Jay Bruce. Chalk it up, 21 for the Reds right fielder, and they have taken the lead 4-3. Estrada comes in, the right-hander, and right off the bat, Bruce hits one right into the seats, down the right field line. Jay Bruce, home run traveled 375 feet. This tale of the tape is brought to you by your Greater Cincinnati Ford dealers. Ford, drive 1. Here's Scott Rowland. 4-3 Reds as they pull out in front. Rowland fouls this one back behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Estrada with the plate. Line drive, left center field. Ain't nobody getting that one. It's going all the way to the wall. Rowland rounding first, heads into second. And Estrada has given up back-to-back extra base hits here to start the 10th inning. The big home run by Jay Bruce to put the Reds up. And now an insurance double by Scott Rowland. Here's Renteria. Renteria hitting in the spot formerly occupied by Fred Lewis. And Renteria will do anything he can to get Rowland over to third base. Right-handed hitter standing in. Estrada kicks and deals. Starts to bunt, pulls it away. 1 ball and no strikes. So it appears as though Renteria will be putting the bunt down. The pitch, and he bunts it, and it's foul. It looked like it hit off the front foot of Renteria, and that was not a square around sacrifice bunt. That looked like someone bunting for a base hit, as he had his left foot extended way out in front of the right, and the ball fouled right off of that foot that was extended out there. Man. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rolling with the lead. The pitch. This time he's got the sacrifice down. And Estrada will field it. Throws on to Weeks at first. Down to third goes Roland. Successful sacrifice. 1 down. That'll bring Ramon Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez, well, he likes hitting against these Brewers. Seems like every time something comes around, he is hitting the ball into that right center field gap or hitting it out of here. He's got a chance to put an insurance run on the board. Fastball inside corner. No balls and a strike to Hernandez. Roland standing 90 feet away, and what a big insurance run that would be for Cordero. Infield in all the way around. Outfield as well. Pitch. Fouled straight back behind home plate, and quickly Estrada gets ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. One out in the inning. Estrada coming to the set. Rocks, kicks, deals, ground ball up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. Scott Rowland is in, and it is now 5-3 Reds. Right to the left of Yuniesky Betancourt. He could not quite get to the baseball, and that's going to be a base hit and an RBI for Ramon Hernandez, and it is 5-3 Reds. Well, when you start pulling that infield in, it's got to be right to him, and this one was not. Here's Chris Heisey. Pitch to Heisey, first pitch fastball over the outside corner, and that's a strike. Heisey reached on an error his first time up, and then moved into left field. Estrada kicks and deals, fastball way upstairs. Reds lost the first 2 games of this series, and they are doing anything that they can to try to come back and take the last 2 before the break. Ground ball hit hard through into left field off the glove of the third baseman Counsell as he lunged to his left and could not get it. Heisey hit it well, and Counsell just could not get to the baseball. Looked like Counsell was moving towards the third baseline when the ball was hit off the bat. Either way, Reds have runners at first and third. Heisey's at first base. Hernandez at second. We go back to the top of the order. And Drew Stubbs. Pitch. Breaking ball. Misses down. 1 ball and no strikes. Estrada to the set. Leg up and pitch. Down and away, and Stubbs checks his swing, says first base umpire and crew chief Gary Darling. Estrada set and the pitch. Fly ball, foul, back behind home plate and out of play. It does not appear that they have ruled on the ground ball to the left side by Heisey yet as to whether it's a base hit or an error on Craig Counsell. And they just have ruled, as it just comes out of my mouth, it is an error on Counsell. E5, pitch. Jam shot, foul right over the first base dugout and out of play as the center fielder Stubbs hanging around. And at this point in the ball game, I don't think the Reds care how they get on. They just want to get on and score. They have put 2 runs on the board. The big home run by Jay Bruce starts it up, followed by the double by Rowland. Pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Stubbs goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. He is 0 for 6. Two down in the inning. And here's Miguel Cairo. He'll hit in the spot formerly occupied by Bill Bray. And Cairo stands in with a chance to put another run on the board for the Reds. Joey Votto waiting on deck. Pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Off-speed breaking ball there by Estrada, and he missed well down in the strike zone. Cordero with plenty of time to get ready. He has been throwing in the bullpen for quite some time. The 1-0. Fastball on the inside corner, says home plate umpire Rob Drake, even though Miguel Cairo is shaking his head at home plate. Runner at first is Heisey. Runner at second, Hernandez. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, foul down the left field line, and good wood put on that one by Cairo. That's the one where you wish you had straightened it out a little bit. Cairo, big role as a utility man for the Reds this year. The 1-2, ground ball up the middle and through, grounding third, heading for home, and there will be no throw, and the Reds have now extended their lead here in the 10th, 6-3. An RBI single right up the box by Miguel Cairo, and the Reds, 6-3, have jumped out with 3 runs here in the inning. Well, you had to know, bringing Cairo to the plate, he was going to give you an awfully good at bat. He got a bad call, and then on an 0-2 pitch, he whacks that baby right back up the box. Heisey's at second. Cairo's at first. Here's Votto. Estrada on the mound. The pitch, fastball, fouled off to the left side, out of play. Votto reached his first 4 times coming to the plate, and then he grounded out to the first baseman fielder. A single, a walk, an error, and then another single. Big chance here for Votto to blow it open. Change up off the plate away. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the Reds' first baseman. And Carlos Fisher begins to throw down in the Reds' bullpen. Fastball inside. 2 balls and a strike. Actually, that's Arredondo throwing beside Cordero in the bullpen. 2 balls and 1 strike to Votto, and time is called as Votto steps out of the box. Waiting on deck, Brendan Phillips. 2 outs in the inning. Reds leading 6-3 as they have put 3 runs on the board here in the 10th. Pitch down right on the outside corner as Estrada slipped as he delivered the pitch and still was able to execute. Reds scored 3 runs in the 2nd inning and have done the same here in the top of the 10th. Those are the 6 runs they have on the board. And they're looking for more. Runners at first and second. And Joey Votto at the plate. A 2-2 count. Estrada steps off the mound. Votto never leaves the box. The right-hander kicks and deals. Hammered into right field. Here comes Heisey rounding third, heading for home. He's going to make it easily. And into third base is Cairo. And the Reds are now up 7-3. A 4-run inning for the Redlegs against Marco Estrada. With that run driven in, Tire Discounters will make a donation to MayWeHelp.org, a group of engineers creating devices to help the disabled. For every run driven in by a Red this season, Tire Discounters makes a donation to MayWeHelp.org. Tire Discounters, home of the free alignment. Well, the walk out to check on the pitcher Estrada. He says he's fine. He'll stay in the game to face Phillips. Phillips is the 9th hitter of the inning with 2 outs. Runners at first and third. 7-3 Reds. Pitch. Breaking ball away. 1 ball and no strikes. Phillips trying to keep this roll going. The pitch. Line drive into right field. Another run across, and Votto will stop right there at second base. And the Reds have now put a 5 spot on the board, and it is now 8-3 Reds. First hit of the night for Brandon Phillips, and it comes in an RBI situation. And that'll give him 49 on the year. Votto stands at second. And now here's Jay Bruce, who led it all off with a home run. Line drive center field, and it's right into the glove of Morgan. The Reds send 10 to the plate. They put 5 on the board. It is 8-3 Reds as we head to the bottom of 10 on the Cincinnati Bell. Reds Radio.
Of the Western and Southern Open in Cincinnati. If you like 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, then you're going to love 120-mile-per-hour serves. Come watch me defend my title against the world's best tennis players, August 13th through the 21st. Buy your tickets now online at westernsouthernopen.com. I'll see you in Cincinnati, where you can watch all the best all at once.
Climb aboard America's Truckin' Network with Bubba Bo tonight at 12:06 on 700 WLW, the big one.
Right-hander Coco Cordero has come on to finish things up for the Reds. Reds have a 5-run lead. It is not a save situation. Cordero will come on after blowing the save in last night's game. 3-2 on the year. This will be his 38th appearance with a 2.37 earned run average. Facing the bottom of the order, he'll face Wilson, Betancourt, and Jonathan Lucroy. Josh Wilson only hitting .231 on the year and just acquired off the waiver wire from the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is in there, strike one. So the Reds put 3 runs on the board in the second, 5 on in the 10th. Breaking ball misses way inside. That almost looked like a curveball coming out of his hand. Cordero did throw about 30 pitches last night. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball there, down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Arredondo continues to throw down in the Reds bullpen. Ground ball, Votto can't get it. And on to second base goes Josh Wilson. Boy, he can motor. Wow, and now here comes training staff. That ball looked like it went off of some part of Cordero as the ball ricocheted off to the side. Looked like it hit his inside of his left leg as Phillips had moved over to the middle of the mound to field the baseball. And not only did the ball ricochet away from him, it ricocheted infield, but it hit the side of Cordero's leg and ricocheted into short right field. And by the time Jay Bruce got to it, the speedster Wilson was already at second. So here's Betancourt.
You know, I don't quite understand this move. You've got a 5-run lead. Your closer is brought on nevertheless after throwing exactly 30 pitches last night.
Jam shot, fouled back.
I don't get it.
I don't either. And if it was my situation, if I was closing, then after throwing 30 last night, I would rather be ready for tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's
what happens if you need him tomorrow?
Yeah. Pitch. Fly ball into shallow right field area. Votto over. It's into the seats. And just a long, high strike. And I think in this situation, more likely than not, because of the way things have gone today or the way things have gone as of late, the Reds have a lead, and they want Cordero on the mound when the thing is nailed down. Fastball misses inside, and that's a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the last thing that you want to have happen is for Cordero to have a problem here. 2-2. Line drive, center field. That's a base hit. And they're going to wave Josh Wilson around. The throw is not in time. And it is 8-4. Brewers have put a run on the board. Back-to-back base hits here in the bottom of the order. Wilson with a double. Yuniesky Betancourt with a single and an RBI. And here is Jonathan Lucroy. Fastball outside corner to Lucroy, and that's a strike. Still nobody out, runner at first base. Reds lead now, cut to 4. Pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Lucroy. Now it appears Arredondo has gotten back up. Breaking ball down and away. They check the swing, and no swing, says Gary Darling, the first base umpire. Runner at first. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off to the right side, out of play. Carlos Fisher and Jose Arredondo throwing in the Reds' bullpen. 1-2 pitch to Lucroy. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider down and away. 1 down. Here's Craig Counsell. Counsell, the left-handed hitter. And he pops this one straight up behind home plate and out of play. No balls and a strike. Counsell back into the box. Cordero set the pitch. High breaking ball. And I mean, there's no doubt that Cordero does not have his regular stuff. Pitch. Backdoor breaking ball, and he catches it there on a 78-mile-an-hour curveball. Cordero doesn't usually throw a curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Reds could really use a double play. Pitch. Popped out, a foul off to the left side. That was a split finger by Cordero at 86. As I know it wasn't a fastball. Runner at first base is Betancourt. Fly ball into right field. Bruce is camped underneath it. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 down. So Counsell out. 2 down in the inning. Reds do have a 4-run lead after putting the 5 runs on the board there in the top of the 10th inning. Ricky Weeks is coming to the plate. So we are back to the top of the Milwaukee Brewer order, which has been unkind from a Reds perspective, especially this guy. Weeks stands in. Breaking ball, drops it in there, strike 1. 2 outs in the inning. Reds trying to win their first game here in Milwaukee and have a chance to split this series. Pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Renteria throws to second, and they got him. And you can wrap this one in red. Finally, the Reds pick up a victory here in Milwaukee. After 2 losses, they put it together on the home run in the 10th inning by Jay Bruce. That was the big blow that put the Reds out on the board. They win it 8-4, and we'll be right back.
Well, the Reds go to 10 innings, and they make the most of it with a big 5 spot against Marco Estrada, and they go on and post a 8-4 win. 8 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors with 12 men left on, while Milwaukee had 4 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, and they left 13. Bill Bray picks up the victory in relief. He's 2-1 this season. The loss pinned on Marco Estrada, and he's now 2-6. It means, of course, that, with a win tomorrow, the Reds are able to divide the series and go into the All-Star break with some measure of momentum. It'll be the Reds' debut of left-hander Dontrell Willis. He'll be opposed by Milwaukee left-hander Randy Wolf. 2:10 first pitch. We'll be along with the pregame show here on the Reds Radio Network 1/2 an hour earlier. Coming up, the United Dairy Farmers postgame show. Again, the final in 10, the Reds 8 and the Brewers 4.
This is the Cincinnati Bell Red.
Hi again, everybody. We're back in Milwaukee, where the Reds come out a winner after losing back-to-back games and a real tough defeat in last night's ball game when the Brewers scored 3 times in the bottom of the ninth to come back and win that game. The Reds tonight exploded for 5 10th-inning runs. They post an 8-4 win, and Jeff and I return to talk about it in just a moment. A winning night for Dusty Baker's ball club. They post an 8-4 win in 10 innings tonight. And, again, a win tomorrow gets in back-to-back wins going into the break and providing, you would hope, some measure of momentum before battling the Cardinals in a series coming out of the break and starting next Friday night. A big 10th inning after numerous opportunities of putting some serious daylight between themselves and the Cubs. They simply could not get a big hit. But against Marco Estrada, that all changed in the 10th inning.
Well, it seems so much different when you win the ball game than when you don't win. And it seems like you can let the smaller things go. You can let it go that you didn't score when you had the bases loaded 3 or 4 times in a row and you finally got the job done in the 10th inning. But when reality really sets in and you come back and you dissect this, the bottom line is that there were time and time again where the bases were loaded in less than 2 outs and the Reds weren't able to get the runs across. Boy, I'm happier than anybody that they were able to win this ball game, but it was a tough-fought win.
Johnny Cueto on a night when he didn't have his best command, as I said before, that's a mark of an outstanding pitcher. He'll battle your rear end off, and after being taken out in the 7th inning, he left in a tie game and kept his club in it.
Marty, I think he's done that twice in a row. I didn't think he had that good of stuff when he was in St. Louis, and he faced an awfully good hitting club there, and he basically did everything on adrenaline. And I think tonight he came out in this ball game, and he still didn't have as crisp a stuff. He didn't have his breaking ball. He didn't have that good, low, hard fastball, at least consistently. And it seemed that the ball got away from him quite a few times. But, as you said, he stayed in there and he battled. He kept his team in the ball game. It was 3-3 for the longest time, and it was 3-3 when he came out of the game. And that is the sign of a great starter on your club to keep your team in the game.
Bring in your Reds game ticket. Stop to a neighborhood UDF. Buy a single dip UDF for a homemade cone. You got a second single dip cone absolutely free. That's right. A bonus cone deal just for Reds fans, courtesy of UDF, the official ice cream of the Cincinnati Reds. Dairy fresh, dairy fun, United Dairy Farmers. Jeff and I return in just a moment.
Hi, this is Johnny Bench. Early on, I knew I wanted to be